You are watching an ORACLOUD Plus Training as a Service video snippet. Snippets are concise, targeted tutorials explaining how to use, configure, integrate, deploy, and support Oracle's Fusion Cloud applications. Snippets are delivered via FAST, the Fusion Application Support Tool. FAST is accessible via the web at www.oracloud.plus. No more watching hours of learning path style videos to get to the 5-minute snippet you need. Learn Oracle's Fusion Cloud applications in minutes, not hours. Hello and welcome to the Procurement Types video presentation. This video is intended for beginners looking to learn more about Oracle Fusion's Procurement Cloud transactions. It walks through ORACLOUD Plus's procurement types, the tool used to show the procurement transaction mix for the more common purchasing scenarios, meaning that every purchasing scenario may invoke a different mixture of the available transactions like request, order, receive, source, catalog, agree, etc. This video snippet, as with all video snippets, can be found within ORACLOUD Plus's FAST, meaning Fusion Application Support Tool. Within FAST, this video can be found within the Procurement Cloud Training Group and the Intro to Procurement Cloud Training Center under the Use menu option. To request access to FAST, email your name and your contact information to access@oracloud.plus. Please remember to set the email title to Fast Access Request. Okay, so the topics for this video are as follows. FPC or Fusion Procurement Cloud procurement types, the OCP Procurement Framework tool, this is a recap slide, the OCP Procurement Types tool, which is this presentation more or less, procurement types and transactions, and lastly, detailed steps for each procurement type. So let's get started. Number 1, FPC procurement types. There are 12 major types of procurement transactions, again, each invoking its own mix of transactions. So let's take a quick look. 1, info catalog requests. 2, local catalog request to receipt. 3, punch out catalog request, again, to receipt. Smart form request, information template request. We often call this a PERF or procurement engagement request form because it has a lot of variability about how requesters can be using different information templates, which are custom fields, to capture information to engage procurement. Next, non-catalog request to a new PO. Non-catalog request to an existing PO, aka change order. Non-catalog request to a new PO with a new supplier. Non-catalog request to contract to order. Non-catalog request to contract to agreement to purchase order. Non-catalog request to a sourcing event to a contract and then to a PO. And lastly, non-catalog request to a sourcing event to a contract to an agreement to a purchase order. Those are the Fusion Procurement Cloud procurement types. Now, this is a slide that we've used before, and it has a separate video which you can also watch, but this is the OCP Procurement Framework. And so this just lists each of these different train stops are actually one or more transactions. Again, if you need to know what they are, you can go to the Procurement Framework video. But in general, this tool, the Procurement Framework tool, lists the transactions possible with an FPC in train stop form, and it details the features and scope for each transaction, of course, within that particular video. Next, the OCP Procurement Types tool. So as you can see on this page, if you go hard left, there's a column procurement type, and those types have the procurement types that correspond to the 12 different types of procurement you can do. Next to them is their business scenario. So that's an actual business scenario meant to provide contextual reference. And then to the right of that column are high-level instructions about whether or not each of the different transactions is usually invoked for that particular type of procurement. And so you can see a lot of those, and these are specific examples that we go to in great length in FAST, the training tool. Now you can see how the OCP Procurement Framework, which are those train stops, actually relates to each of the procurement types. Once again, like we said, each type of procurement within Fusion invokes or has the ability to invoke a different mixture of the procurement framework or of the available transactions. So as you would expect, a punch-out catalog request goes to approval out to the supplier and then is received. It does not have a sourcing associated with it or a cataloging. That cataloging's been done, and perhaps the sourcing was or wasn't done, but it's not part of just a simple request from a punch-out catalog that you're going to receive. That's an example how there's different mixtures of transactions given the different types of procurement. And then lastly, detailed scripts per procurement type. So as you can see here, or as you would expect, each of the different procurement types has a different series of steps. Those steps, which you see in this spreadsheet here under execution information, it's like a test script. It tells you where to go, who to log in as, what their role is, what to type in, what the results are, and even has a related video like this explaining how to do each series of transactions. If you look hard left on that spreadsheet, you'll see the grouping plus signs, and so the user can open and do the different steps involved each of the different procurement type processes. So those are the detailed scripts for each procurement type. Okay, so are you ready for the next video? Well, do you understand that the mix of procurement transactions can differ? The relationships of the procurement transactions to the procurement framework? Do you understand the different testing scripts for each procurement type? If the answer is no, then either watch again or feel free to reach out to me directly. You can see here on the left, that's my email address, and I'm always available to answer questions. If the answer is yes, great, then maybe you want to watch more video. So you can go to our playlist out on YouTube by going to YouTube and searching on ORACLOUD Plus Inc. Or you can go from our website to the tool we call FAST, the Fusion Application Support Tool, and you can access the full catalog of our Learn, Use, Configure, Integrate, Deploy, and Support videos online. So that's it for this tutorial. We hope you found it informative, and keep watching.